sharing this video footage. Let's see if it will play. I hope that it will. If not, I may just have to give you the link. Let's see. Yeah, it does look like.
Travel to Washington about your difficulties with your flight and delayed luggage. We're even more grateful to have you here with us today. Agreement, the subcommittee will forego questions in the first panel, and we will simply, unlike most Congress people, just listen and learn. First witness, Miss Viola Fletcher. Known, if I can, Mother Fletcher. I don't have a mother, so thank you. It was the Tulsa Race Massacre. She was 7 years old when she lived through the massacre. Mother Fletcher, you are now recognized to testify. Microphone on.
My name is Viola Ford Fletcher.
No.
Of Lucinda Ellis and Don Wesley Ford of Tulsa, Oklahoma. I'm the sister of Hughes Van Ellis, who is also here today. Survivor of the Tulsa Race Massacre. 2 weeks ago, I celebrated my 107th birthday. Time in my life. I'm here in Tulsa in 1921. On May 31st in 21, I went to Tulsa, the neighborhood I fell asleep in that night was rich, not just in terms of wealth, but in culture, community, heritage, and my family had a beautiful home. We had great neighbors, and I had friends to play with. I felt safe. I had everything a child could need. I had a bright future ahead of me. Excuse me. Yeah. Still, Greenwood should have given me the chance to truly make it in this country. Within a few hours, all of that was gone. The night of the massacre, I was awakened by my family My parents and 5 siblings were there. I was told we had to leave, and that was it. When we left our home, I still see black men being shot, black bodies lying in the street. I still smell smoke and see fire. I still see black businesses being burned. I still hear airplanes flying overhead. I hear the screams. I have lived through the massacre every day.
A short piece of um, the testimony of Miss Viola Fletcher. She's 107 years old, as she said there, as you saw there in the video. I added the link because I think weather related issues with my feed tonight. But just wanted to share that with you all. Those kinds of stories are the reasons why I believe and we believe that it is pay homage to Black history. I know that there are many who will limit the recognition of it to the month of February, but I believe that it is worth because if you got an opportunity to watch that video, you heard Mother Fletcher share a very pivotal moment in her life, a very pivotal moment in our country's life. And what I appreciated, she wasn't the only survivor that was there, but she was the oldest of the survivors that was able to testify today. And her that Black history is it's important because those are stories that don't always get told. And the fact that we still have people living, we don't have to try to figure out what it felt like to be in the midst of that situation. We still have people living today who experienced the devastation and total destruction of their way of life simply because they were Black, simply because the enemy and the spirit of racism wanted to prevail over them. And so I think it's important for us to I know that there will be people who will say, man, you opened on such a down note. The unfortunate part, and the reason I believe that Black history is such a challenge for people is, but it's even harder to live. And the blessing is that Mother got the opportunity to share what her experiences were. If you will take the time to, or even some of the other survivors who testified, and you get to see the real life impact. Imagine being in the fourth grade. Imagine being a kid, being a small child. Imagine being a mom or a dad, and in the night, uh, you know, there being some rumblings and discussions about things. The tension in the air, you can feel it. But they didn't read about it; they lived through it. And so I think that's why we can't stop doing this. We can't stop doing this because Black people are still celebrating first in 2021. Black female vice president, first this, first that. We're still celebrating first. Um, there was a corporation that just had that just elevated its first vice president. Company been in operation in America for years, decades, and I think it was Walgreens. Just just elevating their first, Black female, Brady Lewis, just elevated their first Black female, into office, into a high executive office. That's why these stories are still so very important. Bear with me, I'm having a little bit of a delay here. Awesome.
My bad. I didn't want to.
Boom. There we go. Um, so remind me, how you doing, son?
Yeah, I'm good.
Before you came on, I just shared a piece of the video footage.
Oh,
No,
hold on.
yeah, I shared a piece of footage from one of the survivors of the Tulsa race massacre, Miss
Mhm.
Miss Viola. Um, she was testifying before Congress today because there's a hearing going on, And my hope is that there's something positive that comes out of it. We may have to actually start because for some reason I am having a hard lag in my system.
Yeah, I was about to switch
But
switch internet.
it was really telling for her to get the opportunity to dress them, to receive, her to receive flowers in acknowledgement of what she survived, what she went through. We have so many stories of hers. There it wasn't as on a also mass was, but the state, yeah,
Sorry, give me
yeah.
1 second.
So
A bit.
yeah,
There we go.
there's a lot. There's a whole lot going on. Let me try to switch. I hope it does drop us. If it drops us, I will link you all right back in because I want to have this conversation. And my internet has been flowing smoothly all night.
Right, so you need something, yeah.
Hey, Mr. Sonia.
Hey, everybody. Man, I didn't get a chance to watch
And
this. I have to watch this tomorrow.
so, yeah, my internet's been flowing super smooth night, and all of a sudden, it's acting like a monkey, but pressing on. But it's a blessing to get an opportunity
Wow.
to hear Mother Fletcher's testimony. Okay.
Wow.
To hear her testimony to get the opportunity to hear her, address just how horrible that night was. Because I think it's easy for people to forget. But it's one of the reasons why we'll be celebrating history every day. One, because we Black. Two, because we making history. Hello.
Right.
But
Exactly.
we will we will continue to highlight stories like that.
I think it's
She
important.
talked about being 107 years old and never experiencing any justice situation.
Man. But it's true. You know, that's so true. I think Black history to me is
Yeah.
not just the month of February. It's every day. I remember there was a movie that I watched. I think it was called Hair Salon or something. It had Vivica Fox in it. And I like what she did with her son. He had got into a fight at school. And the young man had told him that Black people did not contribute anything to the country. And she had this great big old book that she pulled out, and she just started going through and letting him know we did this, and they wouldn't have this if we hadn't did that. Right. And I think that is so important that our children know that. And for me, it's always been important. And I guess it's because of my sister too. But Black History is more than February. But we
Right.
limit, we allow people to let us limit it to just that month. No, does your child know that it was a Black person that has made parts of the air conditioner, and without that part they wouldn't have it? Do they know about the traffic lights that we had to do with the traffic lights? It's just different things that when my sister would do the Black History at church, for me, I was like, oh, I hadn't heard about that. And she would know all of this stuff because she'd done the research and, she'd heard about some of the stuff. But to know that we allow people to just limit us to that 1 month. Nobody else does that. Jewish people, they forever telling their children about their whole heritage, all of it. Italian people do the same thing. I don't understand why we don't do the same thing.
For sure. Yeah. And I mean, it's so interesting that like people, or that I want to say the country, but that's not how it operates, but like how purposeful it is that it's not talked about constantly, because I had to go search for it, right? Like I had to, realize a Black man created the filament in a light bulb, and that's that's how the light bulb functions. Like the entire function of a light bulb was created by a Black man, like gas masks, traffic lights, like all these things that Black made and created and contributed, and it's not credited to them. And it's weird that we chose to make that stance in a country that's all about how things meld together, and especially how it comes together now with a lot of our top scientists are immigrants or are here on some sort of work visa. So it's interesting that we still don't give them the same credit that they deserve and that they rightfully deserve and rightfully work for. It's an interesting choice that people made to just sort of throw all of that to the side, to say that there's a dominant anything else outside of that, because there's Black culture is sort of the dominant culture here, and or as far as like exports go, like as far as art, music, acting, like everything. It's the Black influence that sort of pushes everything forward, and that's the part that we sort of ship out to the rest of the world, but it's not loved and rewarded in the same way.
No, it is not. It definitely is not loved and rewarded in the same way at all. I look at I was reading an article that came across on my phone. No, I'm sorry, on the internet. I was looking for something, and it talked about how there was a man in Texas that he was on drugs and he killed his great aunt, I don't know, 20 years ago or something like that. And so the family, they forgave him and they don't want him to die. He may have died already. Now they may have already executed him. But they were wanting the governor to put a stay on it, since the what do you call that board? Whatever the board is that can make the decision not to execute him. They voted not to do that. So they were going to the governor. And what happened was there was this white lady that she interviewed him, and she talked about how there was another white man who changed his life just like this Black man did. Matter of fact, it was the exact same crime. They didn't execute him, but yet you're going to go ahead and execute him. And when I sat there and I thought, and I looked at that, I'm like, I can't believe this. And you all still have the audacity to tell me that I need to get over things. And here it is. These two men did the exact same crime. Both of them have changed their life in the exact same way. But because he brown, you gonna kill him anyway? He can't change. But this one over here, because he looked like you, he can change. And it blew my mind, Brady. It blew my mind.
Well, and what's most interesting about that is if we look at it, like the latter is more true than the former, where it's like this person is way more likely to sort of reform themselves and turn their life, just on perception and how seeing these things go. One of them is way more likely to turn around than the other one, and it kind of is what it is. But it's interesting that not we, and it wasn't me, but how somebody ran with that perception where it's like this person is more of a person, and so they're more likely to turn. You know what I mean? Like it's interesting that we went with that, despite evidence that may prove otherwise. That we just sort of ran with that because that's what we wanted to see, or what they wanted to see. Yeah,
that's so true. I remember my sister when we first moved away to St. Louis, and Trey went to Rolla, in the school district, and just about in every class, he was probably. It wasn't too many black people. I ain't gonna lie, it wasn't too many. But because he was so smart, they labeled him as being ADHD. Why my child got to be ADHD, but this child over here, same, and they truly are ADHD. But you don't say that. You just say my child is, but yet my child is scoring and reading at a level that is beyond anybody in this class that you have. And that was the problem that we had with his first grade teacher. And I won't say her name, but I do believe she is what sowed that seed in my son that caused him not to accept the fact as he got older what God had instilled in him in the mind that he has,
right?
Because of what she said. And I remember the last time we had a what do you call it, parent teacher conference. I told my sister, you have to come down. I said, because this is not gonna go good. I said, I know it's not, because I'm mama, and you know how I am when it comes to Trey. I'm not gonna be sensible. I'm not even gonna act like I got sense. I'm just, this. So I'm going to need you to come. And she showed, what did she say to me? She said, and she was almost in tears. I'm worried about Trey because what is he going to do without you? I'm afraid he's not going to make it in the world. And the other day I told her, I said, I wish I could go find that teacher. I wish I knew where she was. So I could tell her, let me tell you what he's done since the foolishness that you told me. He's made 4 programs. He's built 3 robots. He won first prize in a robotics camp. I said, he's still reading on a college level. He's still in high school. And I would just run down the different things that he's done. And you were worried about him. And it's like, you all act like our children are they're just supposed to be dumb children. No, we're not. I think I shared a post today that somebody sent me. There's an all-girl black chess team. They won first place in nationals. Haven't seen that
anywhere. Yeah.
Nope. Not in the news, not on Facebook. And I'm like, but I blame us on that too. Why don't we promote ourselves?
Yeah, I mean that's fair. I don't know, because it's true. We could do a better job of that though. I agree with that for sure.
Oh, now my internet is acting up. Don't you start that. I'm just saying. I know we can't catch everything, but I just look at the things that we do share on Facebook, and it's like, okay, but come on, y'all. These are girls. They are black girls. I didn't even know black girls were interested in chess. First of all, I'm not a chess person, but my son is. So I halfway kind of pay attention to it, not all the way. But why are we not talking about these young ladies that they won first place? My son say chess is it's a really, I guess it's a hard thinking game. I don't like to think like that. So I get that to the people that got the brain. Him and my nephew, they got the brains for that. Checkers is about as good as you're gonna get with me. Something you just do like that.
I was gonna say I'm a Candyland.
See, that's what I'm talking about. Candyland, shoots and ladders. I'm that girl. I can do that right there. That works for me, but chess, that means you have to really sit there and think. You have to be very analytical to analyze. I'm not that analytical on that because I would lose every time, because it's like, well, my brain is hurting.
Right.
I'll do that. I'm not gonna do. Is your mom? I guess Tracy just gone, ain't she? She just gone. She talking about, well, if y'all get kicked out, I'll just put you. No, what about if you get kicked out?
Right. I was gonna say we have no way to.
No, we have no way to get you back in. What if you get kicked out? We're still here. How are you gonna get back? How you gonna get back? So I'm not the host of the show, but I want to know more about your music. When are you gonna do some more? I want a CD ready. I'm just gonna be honest. I am so waiting on a CD till I could just pull out something. I'm like, I'm waiting for my CD. So
no, I'm planning to have a couple of things out in September because we have a big show coming up in September, and we're gonna go into the studio in 2 weeks, and then again at the end of June, and I'm gonna be recording 2 separate projects, and it's gonna be really cool. I'm excited for that stuff. That's gonna be
awesome.
It's gonna be stressful, but it's gonna be fun. I think people are gonna enjoy it. It'll be good.
Awesome. Well, I know I am. I don't care what nobody say. I know I am. I like it when I used to watch. Your mother would tell me, we click on the little thing and go and watch y'all. I'd be like, ooh. I'm like, one day I'm gonna be able to come and see it live. I said, but Tracy, every time you tell me I don't have time to come.
Well, that's
but I watched it live though.
Well, that's partially my fault. I always give people the dates late. Actually, I might do that once I leave. Go ahead and put that online because I have like 4 things coming up in the next few weeks, and I gotta.
Please let me know because I may be trying to come. I'll be wanting to come and hear you play live. I'll be sharing it and everything. I'm like, y'all need to be this good stuff right here. Good music. Good music. So I'm excited for you. I've been waiting because I be asking all the time. I was like, when is Brady gonna come on with the CDs? I said, what's going on? What's going on? It's like she be like, he working on them. I'm like, girl, I need to work faster. Need some calming music.
Right.
Music that I can, need some CDs put in the car as I travel around and stuff. I mean, check this out. This is not funny. It really isn't. But she just gone. Your mom's she ghosted us.
Right.
And I didn't see her link because I was praying with one of the sisters from my group. And I just so happened to look over there on my phone. I said, oh, she sent us a link. She must want us to be on there. Because she told me Sunday. So that was what was in my mind was Sunday.
Right. Yeah, no, it's yeah. I'm not sure. I'm not completely sure on the schedule or what what all was happening. But
I don't know.
Yeah, she caught me right when I was about to go practice. So it worked out.
She listened to the lady and she had a burning in her soul to talk. But that is good. I am gonna go listen to it tomorrow, but I gotta listen to my other stuff first. But I am gonna make that my business too. I didn't even know that was going on because I stopped watching the news because after Trump, I was kind of tired. And then they talking about he finna start coming back in June doing his rallies. And I'm like, I don't want to hear, I just don't want you on my TV. I don't want you on my TV. I don't want you on my phone. I don't want you on my laptop. I just don't want you anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
When you left, I was like, oh my God, we got peace. There is. And then y'all talking about he coming back. I'm like, don't you have enough going on with the people in New York? Right. They not even suing you on a single case now. They have combined it. And I was like, what? I said, wait, y'all not going individually? They said, oh no. They have decided they are now going to do this together. I said, oh. They want you.
Oh, they coming for him. And I mean, because personally, I haven't watched the news in years. I just refuse to. I've never watched the news and felt positive afterwards. So I'm like, I'm not doing it. I'm not gonna do that to myself. But the stuff with Trump has been entertaining. The stuff once we got to the impeachment season, I was like, okay, this is at least entertaining. I can laugh from this. I shouldn't be able to, but because our president is getting impeached right now. But it's kind of funny. He deserved it.
He did. And my thing is, you all are still treating him like he is the president, and he's not. You all getting rid of Cheney's daughter. Okay, so you got rid of her. She's not gonna go away quietly. She is her dad. I believe she is her daddy's daughter. So if you think she just gonna be a pushover and just go away quietly, that's not going to happen. But I'm tripping off of the thing that keeps coming up is the states that comes up through my news feed. Y'all still trying to give the man the election that he lost. And I'm like, is it that horrible for you to accept that black people got up and went to vote because they were tired of you? They got it in their head that, you know what, you a problem and you need to go. Right. So what you're telling me is I'm supposed to just take what you do to me, smile about it, and say I'm a happy, good American. I ain't gonna do that.
That's kind of their thing, though, because that's what they do to other, that's what they do to other countries. So they assume that it's also going to work here, but the reason that this operates is because we're supposed to be different from those countries. Like we're specifically built on rebelling against them. Like the British literally came here to get away from their religion. Like if you're willing to run away from your religion, you're willing to run away from anything. That's or to rebel against anything. So like when you build a country on that idea of if we can rebel against our God, we can rebel against anything. So you on that, what do you expect? You think everybody's just supposed to sit down and go along with it? No, it's not possible. Not when you start it in that way. It's not possible.
It's not. It's not. And they are just killing me. I'm like, so y'all still trying to overturn Georgia, you still trying to overturn Arizona, and then you tell this lie that you are not doing Jim Crow. Yes, you are. You have just, it's not, what did they say? It's not Jim Crow anymore. It's, they called it another name. It's the cousin. It's the same thing. You are trying to suppress the vote of black people. You don't think we're supposed to vote. You just want to keep us the way that we are. And I often tell your mother, she laughs at me. I said, I'm here to tell you, if they try to go back to slavery time, y'all gonna just have to pray for me and take care of Trey and get his mind right. But I'm one of the ones that's gonna be revolted. I'm gonna be the sister by any means necessary, because you ain't gonna do that. We've been free from that from too long for me to allow you to try to take me back so that you can feel superior. I don't think that's not going to work at all. That's not going to work. But it's been interesting in the news. But when I heard that he was going back to doing his rallies, I was like, dude, you got people in New York that are, they coming after your company. They want you. You crooked. So they coming to get you, and you gonna go out and do rallies. Really? Go to New York, and well, you can't really like go back there to live because people don't.
Yeah, but he's never had to deal with consequences before, so this is going to be an interesting place. Anybody there? Oh, let me back out. Sweet. Oh man. Yeah.
Did you and Minister Sonia have a great time in your discussion?
Right.
Dropbox hijacked my laptop. Couldn't do anything. Nothing. Literally
We
nothing.
was having a wonderful conversation. Then you kicked me out. I was like, wait, she has left Brady by himself. And Brady was like, hello?
Look,
is anybody there?
When I tell you, I cannot. Look, baby, the Russians came and got me. They've had me locked up, child. Completely locked up. Dropbox account that I don't use.
Wow.
It started out the internet was shifty, but then it moved on. So I heard you all were having a great, fantastic conversation about Black history. That excited me. Did you today being Malcolm X's birthday?
Girl, them people done worked me like nobody's business today. I had to work today hard. I worked hard today. So I forgot about Malcolm X's birthday and all of that. I would have been watching part of the Malcolm X movie or something on my little tablet. And then people was like, oh, we need work today. I was like, oh,
okay. I rested at work today, so that's that. I did nothing. It left me in the office by myself, so I did pretty much nothing.
Look, the feed is live again, so you might want to be careful with that. No.
Right. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Well, you know,
but yeah.
Well, I mean, yeah, we talked about
Mr. Malcolm X's birthday.
So how would he have been?
Yeah, and so that's why I say that's the conversation I intended. Yeah, that's the conversation I intended to have an hour ago. Was just how pivotal Black history is. You know what? Let me do this math here.
Excuse me.
90s, right?
Say that again.
90s. Old.
I believe it.
He would have been that old.
Well, because he would have been what, 50 or 40, 50.
That seems old. But yeah, born May 1925 in Omaha, Nebraska.
So he was older than.
So he was born in 1925. So
who was older than him or Martin?
Yeah.
Actually, not sure.
Right. When he passed away.
Good Lord.
I'm trying to think.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Yeah.
I'm like, I could Google it, but also
I don't know if there was a lot of difference. Look, let me look. Look, those are not Black history facts I have.
Yeah,
sitting on the front page of my Rolodex. But just think about the impact of losing them at the life.
Right.
Yeah, 4 years. He's 4 years older than Martin.
Oh, so he was older than Martin. Okay.
That makes sense.
So he was older than Martin. Okay. Yeah, but like you said, I mean, you know, enemy came in and snuffed out those two lives real quick. He definitely made sure they couldn't get any further than what they did. Medgar Evers, wasn't he young too? Medgar Evers was young too, wasn't he?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So
snuffed them out. No, Brady and I, we talked about
and just,
what did we talk? Oh, we talked about the man in Texas that they executed. I take it that they executed him.
Right.
and how they they didn't do that with the white man.
Let me look that up.
The white man, they said, truly changed, and the black man, he can't change, so they just went on to execute him. I was like, wow, they did the exact same thing, the exact same kind of crime, but he can be rehabilitated and this one can't.
Right.
I'm confused.
Something about that doesn't add up. Yeah.
No, it didn't add up. I mean, it just didn't add up to me. So we talked about that, and we talked about Trey's first grade teacher and how she tried to make it seem like he was a little black boy, he just wasn't gonna be able to survive without his mama. So I'm trying to find. I want to know where she is so I can give her the rundown of what has happened since she gave me that speech.
Right.
Let me tell you what he has done, ma'am. But I don't know where she is. But I'm telling you, if I knew where she was, she'd get an earful.
Right.
Telling me my child is you worried. Girl was crying too, Tracy. Was crying tears. I'm just so worried about Trey, and how he's gonna make it if you are not around. Girl, then my sister by the time my sister got through lighting into her, she was as red as the back of that wall back there. If it's red, she was mad when she got through with her. She was like, what the tears were gone. I was like, as they say now, that right there, that should have got you.
Right.
But it just goes to show you that my child, like I told him, they tried to say he was ADHD. Okay, but this little kid over here really is ADHD, but you ain't nothing wrong with him. But
Right.
he need to be medicated so he can sit still. No, why don't you try to teach him at the level that he's at?
Right.
Oh, you don't know how to do that, do you? No, cause he black boy. You don't know how to do that. Okay. You don't know how to do that.
Right. And that's usually the issue is like the kid is just bored in that class and teacher's not being accountable for that. But and that could be a couple of things. That's either the class is too large or you're just not great at teaching. And that's fine. It's not an issue. But then they end up getting all these kids hooked on medicine and stuff like that when really they just needed to be more engaging. And
that's it. That's it right there, Brady. You said it all. That's it right there. Because when he went to the second grade, he made honor roll all 4 quarters, had good grades. So I was like, oh, must have been you. Because it wasn't the teacher. It wasn't him because the second grade teacher did wonders with him. So it has to be you.
Right.
But, it was the same thing, even when they made him transfer and go to a different school, the principal no longer wanted him to continue at that school. He did that out of spite. And I'm like, but sir. And then I just got quiet. I ain't say nothing. I was like, you know what? I don't have nothing to say. Because you are perpetrating a fraud. You go over to Africa and you adopt 2 African boys, but yet now you want to treat my child some kind of way. Mm-hmm. I ain't get that. So, by the time we moved up here, he's only had 1 black. And when I told you in the 5th grade, she made him work. She made that boy work. Mm-hmm. But to this day, she is his second favorite teacher that he's had in elementary school. She's a teacher that made him work so hard till he got the presidential award while Obama was president, which I was so glad of that. Thank the Lord. But I mean, I'm just gonna be honest, Brady. I was, but she made him work for that. She made him work to get those things, and that I do appreciate. And my sister was right. Trey was a smart black boy, so they didn't really want to put him out or they went along with a whole lot of stuff. Why? Because him being a smart black boy gets me more money. So I got to hold on to him as long as I can because his smartness is going to make us look good and get us more money. And I'm like, but I need you to get some teachers that's going to teach him.
Right.
Not keep telling me this boy need medicine, and I done prayed 3 times, and I know I done heard God say no medication, and I was like, you ain't putting him on medicine. So I fought with him every year. I would fight every year till the 8th grade. Ain't nobody gonna lie. Then I ain't gonna lie. I was gonna beat up the math teacher in the 8th grade. Ain't no use me lying. She was going to get whooped. She let me know she ain't like black children.
Yeah. It's what I should have done in college. That was my entire issue. I had 3 teachers that refused to teach me.
See?
It was the most infuriating thing.
See?
I had to give my trumpet teacher a lesson plan to try to like keep me in check for the semester, and I'm like, this is defeating the purpose. If I have to tell you to have me do this,
what I need you for?
Yeah, exactly. I could have just done this at home for free.
I don't need you.
Yeah, exactly. Well, that's what my very first day there, they said, you already got a good thing going. I don't want to mess with it. And we never worked on anything.
Wow.
I was there for 3 years and we never worked on anything.
Ooh, the gift of a minstrel. That's okay. Gotta take the gift and just do what he want with it and teach you that way. But see, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I don't understand. That's the issue that I have. That is the issue that I have. Why do you think you cannot teach us? We're the ones who built the country. So in my thinking, I think we're a little bit more smarter than you are because you couldn't build your own country. We had to build it for you. So who's the dummy, us or you? Apparently you're the dum-dum because we built this country. We did. Yep. So I'm sorry. I don't understand.
Right.
I don't understand. I'm just going to sit quiet. My Wi-Fi won't let me be great. You got laryngitis. She got computer laryngitis. Woo!
That's tough.
We got you, sister. Right. Is there something else? Could you put it over in the chat? Whatever else you want us to talk about, and Brady and I, we can try our best to fill in.
Right.
What you want us to talk about? It's a hater. You changed your look. That's what it is. You changed your look.
Right. It didn't catch up quick enough.
I like your look. I think it's cute, but apparently your internet doesn't like your new look. I'm sorry.
Right.
Trying to adjust. So what do you want us to talk about? Is there anything else you want us to talk about? Because we talked about your little friend. Mr. T, and him doing his rallies in June. And him not paying, and him trying to ignore the fact that they have decided to double up on him and take him to court that away. I think that's hilarious. What's wrong with you, Tracy? Something wrong with you.
Well, no, it thought you were me and decided to freeze up. Yeah.
Paul Mooney, who is that?
Oh, he's a comedian.
What?
Mm-hmm.
Oh Lord, have mercy.
Yep.
That is so sad.
Yeah, he was great too.
I liked him. I never knew his name. I know what he looked like when I see him. He was funny.
Mm-hmm.
Oh Lord, the people just dying. People just leaving. They are just really. They just leaving here. Just leaving.
No, we just lost so many people recently. So many like famous people. Like since I think 2016 was where I first saw it. But 2016 forward, we lost so many people, or so many.
Wow. I didn't know he was one of his writers. I didn't know he wrote for Richard Pryor. He was funny though. You're right, Brady. We've lost a lot of people. This is telling my age, but you know I don't care about my age. But you know, when my boy from Digital Underground, oh, that hurt my heart. Oh, do the Humpty dance. I'm like, oh no, not him, please. Yes, mantles are dropping, and the problem is we don't have anybody to pick them up. Mantles are dropping, whether they're spiritual or natural, and we don't have the people to pick them up. You know, and back to what you were saying, Brady, before I got kicked off. I believe when our children know, if our children know where they come from, then maybe it will make them want to strive to be better than what they are. So some of the ones that are, you know, feel like, you know, being in the gang is the only way to go, or being a video girl is the only way to go. If they truly know where they come from, the stock that they come from, perhaps that will make them see, you know what, I ain't gotta really do I ain't gotta, you know, be in the gang. I don't have to be a video girl. I don't have to be some drug dealer's woman. I can do other things. I don't even have to be a drug dealer. I can do other things. But a lot of us, we don't take the time to impart in them their history. Nobody's going to teach your child where they come from other than you. So we are obligated to teach our children the stock that they come from and where they come from.
Or just let them have some imagination about it, or about what they do. Like that's the one upside I had. Like I was lucky to grow up in a family of readers, so I read a bunch of books growing up. So I always had that to lean back on. But more than anything, whenever I thought about what my future would be, you know, if I had possibilities at the wazoo, because I've been reading all my life, and I know people write, people, you know, people are doctors, people do anything, but that's not what you're exposed to. You don't know any better, or you don't know that that's like a lane for you.
Right.
And that's just like you're saying. That's the most important part of knowing the history is like, you see, there's already a path that somebody's laid for you and that you can walk in. But if you don't know that path exists, and then you spend your whole life fighting against something, you know, you're fighting to create a path or something like that, when really there's something already there for you if that's what you want to do, and you can just follow that path and go forward there, because that's sort of the difference.
That is the difference. I'm laughing at your mama because she gone again.
It's struggling.
Oh, poor Tracy. Poor Tracy.
Only got a couple more minutes.
But that is true. That's true. You're so right about that. Is there? I noticed that there are a lot of young people that are out trying to create paths that are already done, and I'm a part of what is it? Big Brother, Big Sister up here in Jefferson City, and so I had one little that didn't work out last time, so I took a break from it. Then the pandemic came, so then I came back into it, and so I got matched with a little, but once the girls that were mad at her started talking to her again, she didn't want the program anymore, which is, you know, that's her choice. Sure. And what the coordinator was trying to tell her was, they're only doing that because you're in this program. They really don't mean you any good, and they're really not your friends. And, you know, like she says, you know, sometimes you have to learn the hard way. When she was telling me about it, I said, some lessons she'll have to learn the hard way. And that'll be one of those hard lessons that she'll have to learn, is that we as a people, some of us, we have a crab mentality. And that means if I see you getting out, I'm going to do what I can do. Not, you know, latching on so you can pull me up. I'm latching on trying to pull you back down, because I don't want you to get out, because I'm not trying to get out. And I said, you know, that is something she'll have to learn. I said, I learned that. You know, there are some people you have to just, I'm going to cut you. Why? Because you're not trying to go where I'm trying to go. You're not trying to do what I'm trying to do. You know, and when you wake up and realize that, it makes a difference. Now, my son don't have that problem because he's introverted. His mother is not. I'm a big extroverted person, but he's very introverted. So for him, the pandemic was cool, like it was for your mother. You know, he didn't care. He never had to go back outside.
Right. Right.
You know, because that is just the type of person he is. He's an introverted person, but for what God is calling you to do, you want to get out of that, son. Eventually, I'm not gonna be the one to try to push you out. I'm gonna let him do that, but you're going to have to get out of that. But you know, some people, you know, I don't have to have a whole lot of friends. I only got a few, but sometimes as young people, because we don't know, whether it's because our parents are busy working, going to school, providing or whatever, we don't always get the information, like you said, that we need to know that, hey, there's a path that it's already out there.
Right.
So why don't you just follow in those footsteps instead of trying to, instead of trying to, yes, definitely. You know, I look at you and it's like, you know, how many of our young people now could look at you and say, wow, he plays a trumpet and he does this and that. Yep. But it requires dedication and hard work. I didn't think nothing could beat the bamboo theory, but the chickens being fed the ballots did it for me. What? The chicken? You gotta come on, brother. You gotta come on here with us. Oh, I forgot you came because Tracy got kicked out. Oh, never mind. What? Are you kidding me? They said that on the news. They said no, Brady. Oh, they said the bamboo theory is the chicken. What? The chickens were fed the back. I didn't know about the bamboo theory. But the chickens, come on now. Y'all, now you know y'all making it a stretch. Y'all are making this thing a stretch to talk about somebody that brought some chickens and fed the ballots to the chickens. Or they took the ballots to the chickens and which group of people said that? If you still out there, Demetrius, which group of people said that? What state are the chicken people in?
Oh, it's all the same. The Arizonas of the world. You know, it's the same one.
So Arizona were the ones with the bamboo theory, weren't they? Lord, they done went from the bamboo to the chickens.
Going to any length to prove that it's not real.
And what gets me about that is, so again, I go back to the same thing I said earlier. So what you're saying is everybody else's vote get counted unless you were a black person. And if you were a black person, basically your vote didn't count.
Right.
So I'm starting to understand, how is this democracy? How is this a free world when you're telling the only votes that can count are the people that are racist, you know, right. They votes count. The insurrection people, their votes count, but my vote didn't count.
Right.
But the insurrection people, their votes count. Really? Okay.
Right. And actually, I have to run real quick. I apologize. I'm in my basically closes at 11.
Okay, can you end it then? Is there a way for you to end it?
No, I don't think so. I can. Nope.
Okay, I'm gonna text your mom and tell her she need to come on here and try to end this.
All right.